Number 10, Chester A. Arthur, 1881 to 1885. Now, Chester A. Arthur was a notorious scumbag being thrown out of office before he became the president for corruption scandals. In addition to this, he also made an incredibly racist immigration policy that was oppressive to Chinese people.
All right, some of the new immigration policies. No paupers, no criminals, no lunatics, no Chinese.
Hey, you, Chester A. Arthur.
Number 9, Rutherford B. Hayes, 1877 to 1881. Rutherford B. Hayes pledged to protect African Americans in the South, but upon the end of the Civil War withdrew all troops, leading to the era of Jim Crow laws and Southern segregation.
Hey, Mr. President, Reconstruction is going great. It's running smoothly. We just gotta keep it going.
All right, that sounds good. A lot of the initiatives we've been taking have been going as planned, desegregating everything. So thank you for coming in here and letting me know.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, have a good day. Cousin Earl, how the are you, buddy?
Rutherford!
How's my
What the are you doing in the White House?
How's my sister treating you?
Oh, she's hot.
Y'all still hitched?
Oh, yeah.
All righty, what would you come to talk to me about today?
Listen, Rutherford.
Oh, I'm listening.
You know I run a bunch of schools down
I
in
know,
Mississippi.
yes, you do.
Listen, it's getting real hard on me to segregate the
Isn't it?
schools like I want
Oh,
with all those troops telling me what to do and what I...
All right, well, hey, I've been doing some thinking. I think I'm going to pull all the troops, demilitarize the South. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
All righty,
All right.
Andrew Jackson, 1829 to 1837, two-term president and lifelong scumbag. Andrew Jackson earned a reputation in the South as being incredibly racist after being a fugitive slave hunter before the presidency. Upon becoming the president, he shut down the Bank of the United States and opened a series of pet banks, all of which subsequently failed, leading to an economic crisis. In addition to this, he signed the Indian Removal Act, leading to the Trail of Tears.
All right, Andy, so I've been looking over your Indian Removal Act, and, well,
What do you think?
Don't get too ahead of yourself. I got two things to say about it.
Well, let me hear.
One, this is blatantly racist.
What?
Yeah, you put some pretty messed up stuff in here.
Come on.
Yeah, sorry. And number two, we just ruled on Cherokee Nation versus the state of Georgia, making this incredibly unconstitutional.
Come on.
Yeah, there's no way you can sign it, so you're not going to sign it, right?
No, I'm not going to sign it.
I need you to be serious. You're not signing this?
No, I'm not going to sign it.
All right, I'll see you.
All right. See you later, bud. Secretary.
Millard Fillmore, 1850 to 1853. Millard Fillmore became the president after the death of Zachary Taylor and served for 3 years. Other than signing the Fugitive Slave Act, which was incredibly racist, he didn't do much else.
I think that this is some of my best work.
Martin Van Buren, 1837 to 1841. When Martin Van Buren took office, he finished enacting the Trail of Tears. And in addition to that, after a period of economic success, a lot of his policies failed and led to an economic crash.
Wow, the economy's great. America's the land of dreams.
What's going on, guys?
MVV! MVV!
You guys having a good time?
Yeah, we're having a good time.
The economy's great, right?
Yeah, the economy's
The
great.
stock market just crashed.
What the Martin?
John Tyler, 1841 to 1845. John Tyler became president after the death of William Henry Harrison and failed to ever accomplish anything during his term. He then went on to join the Confederacy right after.
Yee!
Warren G. Harding, 1921 to 1923. Most known for his handling of the railroad strike of 1922, where he sent in the National Guard to use force, resulting in the deaths of many workers.
It's a beautiful day to take out the railroad strike.
Hold these for me.
Gotcha.
Oh, hey, you here to join the cause? My name's Ralph.
In addition to this, Warren G. Harding was a very horrible person. He was responsible for the Teapot Dome scandal, where the U.S. government was bribed into leasing petroleum reserves to private companies where other companies weren't able to compete. In addition, he was a notorious gambler and even gambled away the whole White House China set.
All right, Warren G. Harding. Draw 4 and Uno.
God
Lastly, he had several mistresses, all of which he had kids with and wrote incredibly gross letters to.
This guy has issues.
Herbert Hoover, 1929 to 1933. After promising 2 cars in every garage to the American citizens, he led America into the Great Depression after the stock market crash in 1929. He completely botched the handling of this situation and refused to intervene, believing the market would correct itself. During this time, the Bonus Army camped out in Washington, D.C. to receive their compensation, and Hoover sent in the military to use force, which quickly became violent.
It's a beautiful day to take out the bonus army.
Hold these for me.
Gotcha.
Oh, hey, you here to join the cause? My name's Ralph.
James Buchanan, 1857 to 1861. Buchanan refused to do anything on the issue of slavery or anything to decrease tensions between the North and South.
All right, Mr. President. If you don't do anything quick, the South's gonna secede and we'll have a civil war on our hands.
No.
In addition to this, he was the only single president, so clearly he wasn't all that likable.
I'm the
Hi.
15th president of the United States.
I have a boyfriend.
Andrew Johnson, 1865 to 1869. Andrew Johnson brought Reconstruction to a screeching halt by putting former Confederate leaders in charge of southern states and vetoing almost all the Congress Reconstruction plans.
All right, Mr. President, we here in Congress have a lot of ideas for Reconstruction to make it run as smoothly as possible. Maybe, hopefully, in a couple years, we can forget any of this ever happened. All we need you to do is sign some of those papers you got in front of you, and not veto any of them, of course. And this should go off without a hitch.
I hear what you're saying, but I got some ideas of my own.
Oh, really? What are your ideas?
I want to put some of my guys in charge of the southern cities.
Okay, well, who are your guys?
Hey, Dale, get in here.
Howdy, partner. I'm Confederate Dale, and my mom is also my aunt. Trying to figure that one out.
This is your guy?
Oh, I think he's perfect for the job.
Yay!
In addition to this, he was impeached for removing Edwin M. Stanton from office but was acquitted by just one vote.